Our partners at the Atlantic International Film Festival are gearing up for their new season this September, celebrating their 45th anniversary. One of the featured films making its world premiere is Blueberry Grunt, a drama about a couple whose marriage unravels during a camping trip. So to learn more about the upcoming premiere, we welcome director Sherry White. Good morning, Sherry.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, a lot of people know you from Maudie, of course, based on Nova Scotia artist Maud Lewis. Is this a follow-up film to that, or is this completely a new script?
Oh, completely new script. No, nothing to do with Maud Lewis. Though the one thing that I think I liked about Maud Lewis that I think audiences related to is that, you have a cynical character and a very optimistic character, and that clash between them and how one affects the other. And we have a bit of that in Blueberry Grunt, but otherwise, nothing in common.
I love it. So talk to us a little bit about Blueberry Grunt, where you got the inspiration, and just tell us a sneak peek going into this film.
Well, there's something about the whole experience of blueberry picking that requires a certain amount of patience, and I think, people can have very different approaches to it, and it can be a good test of character. So I always loved that, and I liked, exploring a marriage. 20 years in, going on an anniversary camping trip, and just the tension that's there under the surface and how it can bubble up and become a kind of life-threatening adventure.
I love it. Well, of course, people change as they grow, right? So that's part of it with the 20 years. Mm-hmm. What was it like working on this film?
It was amazing because I had just recently moved back to St. John's and, had been working in TV a lot. And so I just kind of made this film. We had to make it while, there was a lot of the crew were unavailable because they were working on TV production. So we actually had a lot of early career crew, and it ended up being, I think, about 75% women on the crew, and we were a lot of it I was shooting in my backyard, in my yard, and my pet pig is in the film, my chickens are in the film, so it was really just a wonderful, artful experience. Yeah.
That's a unique experience, just being able to incorporate so much of your life into the film as well. That's amazing. What are you hoping people get from this film?
I honestly think there's mostly just two people in the film, but it's a small story, but it's a big story for them, for the characters, and I think it's just a really good feel-good film.
Amazing. Yeah. Why camping?
Because camping is hard.
Right.
Yeah, we always think it's a good idea, and it sounds like an adventure, and it's just so much work.
That's how I feel about it, 100%.
Yeah.
So I love that someone else recognizes that, and that becomes kind of the catalyst in this couple's story. Yeah. Okay, so when is it going to premiere, though?
I think it's, I don't know that they've announced the schedule, but I think it's like the 11th of September. I think it'll be playing the second night of the festival. Yeah.
Okay, amazing. Yeah. And why is it so important for you to be a part of the Atlantic International Film Festival?
Well, it's called Blueberry Grunt. Like, where else would you want it to premiere?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
For sure.
And there is a debate about a Newfoundland Blueberry Grunt versus Nova Scotia Blueberry Grunt, and we had a bit of debate about that because I went with the Nova Scotia Blueberry Grunt because I think the Newfoundland, what we call Blueberry Grunt in Newfoundland, is just blueberry pudding, actually. But, so yeah, I did you right, Nova Scotia. I stuck with the real Blueberry Grunt.
All right, so viewers will have to decide on their own, right?
Yeah.
I do love that. Just being a part of the Atlantic Film Festival, what does that do for locals, but also, like you said, you had newer crew members on this particular film. So how does that elevate their careers and just their experience within the film industry?
I mean, I think it's great for people who've worked on the film to see it get an audience and to see it celebrated and hopefully be in that audience to view it, but at least to know and to see that it's out there in the world. It's a great launching. You need to have it launched, and I really do think this is a film that will speak to Atlantic Canada more, not just because of the blueberries, but just the tone overall. And so I think if we can get, people excited about it here, then it's a good launching place for everywhere else.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us to chat a little bit about this, Sherry. I can't wait to watch it, so we'll all keep our eyes peeled for that. And thank you. Have a great long weekend.